Due to the fact that in the Northern Hemisphere summer is approaching and the imminent heat, today we have prepared a small tutorial that you may find interesting, and it is nothing more and nothing less than about how to transport 3 tons of ice from Norway to Africa without refrigeration equipment. As unreal as this may seem, the story is true. So some intrepid truck driver somewhere in the world can confidently tell their grandchildren, when he was your age, he transported ice to the desert in a truck without refrigeration systems. While the story may not stand out for its complexity compared to other types of loads, like oversized and indivisible objects, it does so because of the irony surrounding the context of why it was done, and the real feat it was to be able to carry out such a transport. It was the year 1958 when radio announcers in Luxembourg decided to play a prank on their listeners. They offered a significant monetary reward to the transportation company that could carry ice from the Arctic Circle to the equator, one of the warmest places on Earth, but with the condition that it had to be done without the use of any refrigeration. The announcers were so confident that no one could achieve such a feat that they offered the equivalent of over 16,000 current US dollars for each kilogram of ice that arrived intact at its final destination. Quickly, news of this proposal spread throughout Europe until it reached Norway, where a local company called Glassvatt, specialized in the manufacture of insulation materials, immediately accepted the challenge. This put the radio announcers in a tight spot, as the Norwegian company claimed to be able to transport 3 tons of ice, which would mean a reward equivalent to almost 50 million current US dollars, something that clearly the radio station could not afford. As it was evident, the radio station had to officially cancel its offer, damaging its reputation. However, the Norwegians viewed the situation positively and decided to move forward with preparations and planning to achieve a victory in terms of public image. This proved highly attractive to several companies that decided to sponsor them in order to gain international publicity. Among the most prominent sponsors was Shell, who provided all the necessary fuel, and Scania, who provided a truck for the operation, along with other smaller companies that offered to provide experienced and trained drivers. Meanwhile, the Norwegian company was responsible for keeping the ice in the best possible condition. In the absence of refrigeration, they decided to use their flagship product, high-quality insulation wool made from fiberglass. The block of ice was covered with a 25-centimeter thick layer of this material and then enclosed in a metal casing. Additionally, a special cargo was placed on top of the structure, consisting of an additional load of 300 kilograms of medicine intended for hospitals in the selected community as the destination. This transport was carried out using a Scania Vabis L75 truck, which had just been launched on the market in 1958. This unit, featuring a robust and classic-looking body, could be acquired with 2 engine variants, one with 165 horsepower and another model equipped with a turbocharger that allowed it to reach 205 horsepower. There is no certainty about which version was used, but it is known that it had single-wheel drive, so its transportation stage in the desert was plagued with problems. It is also known that the truck provided by Scania was not a brand new model, but one that had already been in service. However, it underwent sufficient mechanical tests to confirm that it would remain in good condition throughout the operation. Additionally, 2 more vehicles were prepared for the expedition, a Volkswagen T1 and a Porsche 356, which carried representatives from the Glassvatt company, as well as a camera crew to document the journey. If you've reached this point in the video and enjoyed it, we would greatly appreciate it if you consider subscribing to the channel. Once prepared, the convoy departed from the city of Mo i Rana in northern Norway, traveling through southern Europe on a journey that passed through emblematic cities such as Oslo, Copenhagen, Brussels, and Paris. Along the way, they were well received and praised by crowds until they finally arrived at the port of Marseille there. Using a port crane, they were loaded onto a ship to reach the northern coast of Algeria to continue the journey on African territory. Once in Africa, the convoy made its way through Nigeria and Cameroon, where the crew faced various risky situations as they needed to cross areas affected by military operations. Because of this, for much of the journey, they were protected by the French Foreign Legion, even stopping to rest in their barracks. In addition, several sections of the expedition had to be conducted on the sands of the Sahara Desert because there were no roads planned for the route. A curious event occurred when, knowing that the ice would inevitably melt, the Norwegians installed a tap under the platform to remove the stagnant water, which was said to be the most expensive water in the world and was offered to the camels of African transporters passing through the area. Finally, after 27 days of travel, countless hours of tireless work, and facing extreme weather conditions, the convoy managed to reach Libreville, Gabon. Upon arrival, an immediate inspection was conducted to determine whether the expedition had been a success or a failure. The block of ice, which weighed exactly 3,050 kilograms when it left Norway, arrived in Gabon weighing 2.7 tons, losing only 336 kilograms, corresponding to 11% of the original weight. This unique opportunity served to introduce ice to the people of Central Africa, where surprisingly most inhabitants had never seen anything like it before. Once their objective was achieved, the truck was handed over to specialists in intercontinental maritime transportation who returned the unit, while the crew returned exhausted but triumphant to Norway. If the offer from Radio Luxembourg had maintained its bet, these brave expeditionists would have earned the equivalent of nearly $50 million today. Regarding the ice, it was returned and used in a celebratory ceremony, ultimately served in the drinks of the guests who attended the premiere of the documentary made about the entire expedition. As for the company responsible for this incredible feat, it continues to operate to this day, but no longer under the name Glassvatt, but under the brand Glava, carrying out the same tasks of manufacturing insulation materials. Tell us, what do you think of this incredible feat? Do you think it could be replicated today? We'll read your comments. Thank you for watching our video. If you liked it and want more similar content, please subscribe to our channel. We also invite you to visit our secondary channel, Gear Unlimited, where you'll find a wide variety of topics. We appreciate your support and interest. Keep on trucking and stay tuned for more.